Welcome to my channel, everybody. Today I'm just going to be doing an overview. It's not going to be a step-by-step or how-to. This is an overview on how to upgrade and or install rear view mirror monitors into your vehicle. Now, it doesn't matter if you already have a Ford vehicle, which I'm going to be using today. My wife's Ford Escape is a 2010, or any vehicle that doesn't even have any kind of mechanical setups for a rear view mirror monitor. It's hard to say. I have to pause for a second to remember how to say it. The most important thing with this is being able to have access to a junkyard. A junkyard gives you the possibility of getting all your components that you need without any quote-unquote mistakes, because when you order it off of eBay or online, a lot of times you will not get a mirror and its wires. You will not get a mirror and even a pigtail connector to it. So at the junkyard, you're able to get everything you need, which is awesome. The basics of it is, all a rear view monitor mirror does is displays the image that normally you would have set up either in your centerpiece, part of your stereo system, an independent monitor, and this just gives you a more cleaner OEM look on your Fords, or a cool, clean, updated look on any other kind of vehicle. In my situation, I have my wife's Escape. Let me go on up here. My wife's Escape, it has the auto fade mirror, or darkening as they call it in most cases. It also, let me take this key out for the ding noise. It also had microphones in it because she has sync. And it also has the compass in it because it shows directional. So the important thing for me, and for those of you who have things already embedded in your current rear view mirror, is you want to get your replacement mirror to have all of those same components plus the addition of the rear view monitor. Now, when you go to the junkyard, you want to look for one, hopefully a vehicle that has a backup camera on the back. And that'll be a dead giveaway that more than likely the monitor mirror that you have will have it. Now, if you look really closely, let me see if I can get this to kind of work. It may not. If you look really closely around the edge, you can see a framing when you look inside. That's your monitor that's right behind the mirror, okay? That will help you out to also know if you don't see that backup camera on the vehicle. Also, check your numbers. Your numbers will allow you to know what is available for that particular mirror. For example, my wife's original one had this Ford number on it. Now, this Ford number allowed me to be able to look it up and know what was included on this unit. The one that I got from the junkyard last year when I initially wanted to do this project had this number on it. Can you see that? That's a little bit better, I think. This one that I got years ago before I knew better basically has the compass, has the auto dim, but did not have a microphone. So I ended up having a spare. What you want to do is you want to get your pigtails out and your harness plug, because for your rear view camera, you basically have three things. You have the positive, you have your negative, and you have your ground. So with that in mind, if you're coming from nothing, no microphone, no compass or anything like that, and you just want to put a nice simple little rear view mirror type monitor in there, this is super easy. All you're doing is you find your connection. Now, in this case, this is the 16-pin setup. You can go online and find your 16-pin setup, and you can get your wiring schematic. Okay, wiring schematic looks basically like this, and you're going to focus on your wires for your cam. All right, now, and some of them you're going to have like this. In my particular case, the Escape, it only has a 10-pin connector. And that 10-pin connector, same setup. You just have your 10-pin connector and then you're going to have its wiring schematic. Now this is a great one for the Ford 10-pin connect, because this is pretty much standard for every pin out. Whether your particular mirror uses all of them or not, this is your standard setup. And in this case, it also has a reverse lamp feed, which is awesome to run power independently, and also means in this particular instance with my Ford vehicle that I'm applying it to, I tested it, and when I put my vehicle in reverse, that reverse lamp pin 3 initiates to turn on and activate that monitor. You'll use that feed from your tail light if you're just adding this into your system. So when you put your vehicle into reverse is when you want that to activate. That's your positive feed that will go and activate your mirror to turn on your monitor, and that will also activate your camera to turn on your camera, because you do not want your camera on all the time. That's just wasting the camera's durability or lastability. And now you'll be able to get your monitor feed in your mirror monitor. Notice also on this one, it has no connections for a camera. So this of course meant that I did have to go to a bigger one, which is with this wiring setup, because it has a connections for the camera. With that in mind, I was able to simply hook it up. Now you have a couple of ways you can do it. You can splice it into your system. So if you don't care, this is your car, insurance is all paid for, not insurance, sorry, warranty is all done, and there's really nothing to worry about, then basically what you will be looking at is just splicing it in. So when you get your wiring feed, go ahead and splice it in. If you did not have any kind of features on your vehicle at all before, then it doesn't matter. When your wire goes up, the only ones you're using is your access to your reverse power, which powers the actual monitor, your cam plus, cam minus, and cam shield. So all of that will just feed out through there. Now, when you run it, you got two ways to run it to get it up to here. One way is to go from the back where your monitor, where your camera is mounted, come through your headliner across the top, and just keep it all inside of your headliner until you get up to where you need. Another way, if in case it's hard to get to your headliner, is go to the bottom sail panel. When that little panel goes all the way to the back of your vehicle, you can get it that way. And then once you get up to the front here, you just follow it up on the inside of the dash, up that little seal, again, into the headliner and wire it in. Like I said, this is just an overview, guys. This is not a how-to. So please don't give me a thumbs down because it's not a how-to, because I said that in the beginning. So what I did was I upgraded my wife's 2010 Ford Escape. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in reverse, and bang. So the simplest of it, it's just to add it in. If you're upgrading, make sure that the mirror you get has all of the features of your current existing mirror so you don't lose anything. I still have my compass. If I were to do my media,
USB, please say a command.
Bluetooth, it would go ahead and listen to that and be able to put it in to go along with sync. Oh, actually, hold on. Cancel. As you heard the double beeps to acknowledge to cancel. I don't have Bluetooth, I forgot about that. Anyway, and of course the auto dimming feature. So I'm able to retain all of her factory features, and I just added in the camera. A lot of the things, find it at your junkyard, guys. Find it at your junkyard. Finding it at your junkyard gets you a little bit cheaper price. My mirror cost me 20 bucks. With a little bit of wiring coming from it, I was able to snip it off, and I had all the leads that I needed to put it in. The way you put it together, you can splice it in, you can make a connector so that it simply plugs in, or you can pigtail it off of, meaning you splice the wire into the system without cutting off your original connector. Any of those ways work. Once you do that, you're good to go. You'll have a factory looking or factory OEM rear view mirror monitor. And the factory one comes with these little things on it. You can use anything, guys. If you have just a regular backup camera that you bought off of eBay or something like that with its wires and stuff like that to plug in the back, it will work as well for this system. I just like the OEM stuff because I find it cheap at the junkyard all day long. I got my backup camera from the junkyard for 20 bucks. I got my mirror for 20 bucks. I did my wiring. I checked my diagrams to know which plugs goes to what. And like I said, all I really needed to do after I made sure that this mirror had exactly what I wanted to match my current mirror, my next step was to simply find my extra pins, compare it to what's on the other side, cross wire or splice it in, and add in my connectors for my mirror monitor. And that was it. Alright, I hope this gives you a good overview of how technically easy it is, or simple it is to use these mirrors that you can get from the junkyard for almost anything. You can buy them off of eBay, but don't overpay for it, guys. Unless you are able to look up the model number of that mirror to know this is the mirror exactly that you need. When you get it off of eBay, you still need the wires. You know what I mean? So research it, do what you got to do. My video makes it simple to understand of what you're doing and how to put it in order and how to put it in the action. Thanks, guys.